Hello everyone and welcome back to Safari Mack Explores North America. I'm Safari Mack, your guide and host, helping you make connections to the wild. For starters, I know we're in Alaska, but because I'm still thinking about the Canadian moose rutting too, I just want to ask y'all, how's it going, eh? Well, we're still here in Alaska in Anchorage, where today we're going to finish up our time with the moose, or Alcis alcis. And as always, if you're new to my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to check out my Facebook page for special content on how you can put conservation into practice in your own home. And finally, if there's an animal that you want me to do in the future, or if you have questions about animals that I've already done previously, all you gotta do is just send me an email, which you'll find the link to down in the description below. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. The wild things. Now, when it comes to winter time, or here in Alaska, the months of complete darkness, moose do not want to be in areas where there's very little snow. They want to actually be in where there are deep banks of snow, as this helps reduce the mobility of their predators from getting too close. And what are these predators? We'll go over that in the next part. Another interesting wild thing, moose, because they spend part of their time wading in water or looking for aquatic vegetation to eat, they are very excellent swimmers, capable of swimming up to 6 miles an hour for an extended period of time, and they can hold their breath for at least 1 minute while diving. Finally, for all moose hunters out there, according to the Boone and Crockett Club, the largest set of antlers on a moose on record was from a 2013 harvest in the Yukon Territory, where the score was 263 by 5/8 points, and the antlers themselves were measured at 191 centimeters, and the moose itself weighed up to around 560 kilograms. If you can convert that into pounds, let me know down in the description below. Let me know down in the comment section below. Now let's get into the problems and conflicts that they face today. Now, never mind the wolves, bears, cougars, and of course wolverines that often go after these creatures. I mean, those are problems that they themselves have learned to deal with through their evolution and time on the planet. And of course, even certain parasites like brain worms, which unfortunately can be found in all species of Cervidae or members of the deer family. But there are actually there are some more serious problems that we need to address for these creatures. The biggest problem, apart from human expansion and human encroachment, unfortunately, climate change. And here's the problem. If you can recall from last week in part 1, I said to you how moose are really cold-weathered animals. They are built for this environment. So they have a very low tolerance for heat. So unfortunately, because of climate change, there's a number of problems which I'll explain. One of them, certain plants that they're feeding on, they need a certain amount of time where it's really cold as well as a little bit of warm to be able to grow and survive, right? Now, because of this high heat, the availability of some of these plants is being reduced, and thus their food supply seems to be going down in decline as well. Another major problem, never mind the brainworms, but other different parasites such as ticks, they're beginning to get on the rise, and so that's causing a major problem for moose and their health. And even a rise in disease is unfortunately causing major problems for these animals. Now, never mind. Now, the next thing here in Alaska, there's another conflict that these guys are facing, or that they come into too close contact with: sled dogs. For moose, they can't really tell that, unfortunately, whether it's out there in the wild or even in your own backyard, from humans to different animals. Unfortunately, moose cannot discriminate who is a real predator or who's innocent, in a sense. See, for them, the moose only thinks of one thing when they see sled dogs. They think that these guys are wolves. And because they are a common predator, especially in the winter times, they have no choice but to defend themselves. And unfortunately, can result to deaths. Unfortunately, 2 years ago, 4 sled dogs were actually killed by a moose during the Iditarod dog race that took place. And even people in the neighborhood, that if you're filming the moose just fighting each other or walking around, really, the best thing you can do, just stay still. Don't talk, don't do anything, because these guys, if you scare them, they will attack you. They will hurt you. In a way, these are almost as dangerous as bears. You don't throw things at moose. You don't yell, "Hey moose, come over here," or "Go away." You don't do that, because these guys are powerful and they can kill you if given the chance. Even if you're not getting hit by their antlers, their hooves, they can actually kick in different directions. Their hooves can easily cut into you because of how sharp they are from walking across the landscape that they're used to. Now, of course, we have ways of keep helping moose today, or we can learn to coexist. For any dog sledders, just, be careful when you're going out there on the dog trails. But a major thing, if you're not dog sledding and if you just happen to see a moose, best thing to do, give them their space. Leave them alone. Just stay calm. If they're right in front of you, or if in a way there's no way of trying to of stepping away from a far distance, just speak gently, just let them know it's okay, you're all right, and just try to walk away as slowly as you can without stumbling, because even a tiny stumble, that sends them into a bit of a frenzy, or they'll set them off. So just be careful around these creatures. Another major problem that I forgot to mention in the previous part, highways are becoming a little bit of a danger for these animals, as they are often hit on the road. A number of them are hit every year. And not only do they suffer, but even your car. So when you're traveling, just slow down. Make sure that you've got plenty of time, and try to give them the chance to cross the road if possible. Finally, another major thing that you can do, especially when it comes to climate change, adopt ways that you can we can't necessarily stop it, but we can slow it down to a great degree. So here, on this special episode, I've left for everybody a special link which can help you all learn how you can lower your carbon footprint to be able to help these animals, not just here in Alaska, but all over the world as we face uncertain changes in our warming planet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that's all I have for the moose today. So be sure to join me next week with the Wolverines. But until next week, this is Safari Mack. I'll see you all out there.